Generic greetings and welcome to Construction Plus Prison Architect Alpha 26 episode 5. In the previous episode we built the common room and visitation area down here, we put some fences in and generally progressed on. In this episode we're going to be getting prisoners. In fact, as you can see, I've got 14 prisoners turning up in, well, a couple of hours. Well, it's actually a couple of minutes, isn't it? Because it's not real time, otherwise that would be a bit boring. I'm going to get high risk prisoners. I took a vote at the end of last episode and unsurprisingly pretty much everybody said do high risk. I'm not convinced it is the best decision, but we're going to do it for giggles, because we can really, because it might be interesting and we'll see exactly what happens. I'm just going to go to staff only and designate all that as staff only around the outside, and then I also need to make sure we can get to it by putting a small jail door, or rather just a jail door it's called, there, and then that should allow me to get to the outside bit here. That's obviously our dead zone where the prisoners can't go. I've set a couple of things building. I've ordered some pool tables to be put in the common room. I've also said put some phone booths in the canteen because that's just generally a good thing to do. I've sped it up to max speed. We are researching contraband, groundskeeping and cleaning. In the next hour we will receive some prisoners. We've got a couple more grants, as you can see, prison maintenance and cell block A. To get cell block A, it's fairly simple. I need to raise my capacity to 15. It's already on 14, so one more cell and we are pretty much done, which should be fantastic. Anyway, let's just see what happens. Now, when I receive these high-risk prisoners, we might have a problem because one of them might be a legendary prisoner, or one of them might be cop killers. They might have traits, but I don't know what they are. And also, I've got nowhere to put them because I haven't built the other areas. So let's just see exactly what happens here. Here we go. There's our prisoners turning up. And obviously, we can't exactly go to contraband and check because we haven't got that research. So you can see that guy's called G. Just called G. Kieran Gerby Boy G. And there we go. The metal detector's already going off, which is never really a good sign. Oh, great, they're taking them through the kitchen. Well, that's just fine. They're probably picking up knives and spoons and sporks and all sorts as they go through there. Now, as you can see, all of these doors are opening and closing, and I need to resolve that probably this episode. I don't really want to have it manually, open and closing with the guards. I want to have... Well, first I want to do some patrols, but guess what? I can't actually do patrols. Let's get on with that then. Let's research patrols. We also need to research... We don't need to research any of them. Land expansion, tax relief, remote access is what we need to do as well. There we go. Right. So I need to pause it for a second while I go to my regime. So, as you can see, we've got normal security, maximum security. We've only got maximum security. What I need to do is sort out our regime. So it's going to be a very easy regime, very liberal regime, because we need to have it so that they won't just boot off at the first sight of trouble. So we'll have a shower time after 6 hours of sleep, then shower, then we'll have 2 hours of free time, and then we'll have 2 hours of eat. Now, obviously, when I get my other prisoners in, I'm going to have to change this, but now that I think about it, we could probably do a fairly big eat block, and we'll have it just one meal instead of having 2 meals like I do before. So I think we'll just have one meal. That'll probably do us quite nicely. We're going to have free time, 4 hours of free time, and then we'll have 2 hours of eat, and then we'll have the rest as free time for the time being. Obviously, we will change that to work at some point. I actually realised that that's probably not a good idea. What we need to do is have it eat like that, because then the cooks will actually have a chance to cook some food. So we'll let them get on with that. As you can see, they're starting to cook immediately. If I set it like how I had it previously there, it would not work so well. Anyway, looks like the prisoners are actually utilising our yard space, which is good. Danger levels increasing. They said they have serious complaints, but that's just because they turn up with needs and such. So let's have a quick look. Needs. I need a psychologist. Let me buy one straight away. We'll just go to our staff psychologist and we'll shove them in their office there. Don't know why I couldn't place it inside. There we go. So we should be able to check our needs. It's a need for sleep. Well, if they have need for sleep, they don't really have to be running around like that. Anyway, they also have a bit of a need for clothing, which is high, which we need to get on with as well. So, shall we do that first? I think we should get on with that first. We have 41,000. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to go to our foundations, building brick, and then get on with all of these. So, building like that. Oh, actually, cancel that for now. We've bought all the materials, so it's not going to be a problem. There we go. And like that. Now, I have a feeling that it's going to make these walls, it's not going to get rid of them, but we'll see what happens here. We're going to have to see what happens. Right, 31,000 generic units of currency. We need to force that open. What I need to do is actually go to staff and then to guards and hire some more guards. I am not messing around on this one. 2 janitors, there we go. Oh my good grief, we've already had a death. What the actual arse is going on? Already. We're like 10 seconds into the game now, and that guy... That is meant... What the... Shut the door. Hill and 3. He killed someone. He actually killed them. I'm sort of stunned. That is crazy. This is why I didn't want high-risk prisoners. You know what, right? Just close. Close. Oh my god, it's already booting off even further in here. And they're fighting as well. You know what? I think it's something to do with... They probably have... Yeah, they probably actually do have, you know, super serious legendary status. Maybe. I'm not sure, but we can't put them anywhere, so we're just going to have to keep an eye on it. Right. Good grief. This is... I did say we were going to do it because it's interesting, and I wasn't far wrong, was I? Right. The meal quality... Now, quantity will be... I think we'll keep it as standard. Right. If you do anything, as always, we're going to search your cell, right? That's just how we roll. That's just what we do. There we go. And if it's destruction, you get solitary. Basically, anything that is quite bad, you get a good old minimum of 6 hours for anything on this one, right? Basically, if it's in the top section here, you get a minimum of 6 hours. I can't believe someone's died already. Good grief. Intoxication, you can get 6 hours as well. You can also get lockdown for any of these. Or actually, if you found with weapons, you get solitary. If you found with tools, you get solitary. Found with drugs, you get solitary, and you get lockdown for 3 hours for that one. I think we'll change this to 4. There we go. If you attack a staff, guess what? You get 12 hours. Serious injury, you get 12 hours. Attack prisoner, you get 12 hours, right? We do not tolerate violence in this thing, especially after we've just had 1 death. Oh yeah, they've actually destroyed that bit of the wall, but not finished that bit there. We'll deal with that later. We'll deal with that later. Right. So, we've got the body ready to be taken over there. We do have a morgue, which is... a good thing? Is it a good thing that we have a morgue now? Maybe. Anyway, these guys are in here. We should be able to actually bring them into the fold of CI if we had that. I'm going to go to security and actually designate this area here as a security station, and obviously we need to fill it up. We need to sort it out by putting a filing cabinet and a couple of chairs in here. So we'll just put it like so, and then the rest we'll put... I don't know what we'll put down the bottom there. Maybe an execution. Maybe we'll put the... should we do that? Right down the bottom, we'll put the electric chair just in the corner. Just put it there. I think I will put it just at the bottom of the security station, just for the, you know, because it's funny to see. Right. Anyway, that guy's just stripped off and is charging over there. That's not great. That's interesting. So yeah, we have 13 prisoners of 14 now because of 1 death. That's good grief. I tell you what, the previous alpha doesn't have changed the way this works. Right, let me finish off the walls, because these should all be walls going... proper walls, not like the crappy ones we have now. There we go. And then we'll... Actually, what we will do is put in some entrances and exits before we brick it off. I should have done that first, but whatever. Where was the door on this side? It is there. There we go. And then we'll put some doors on here as well. These are on just standard doors, obviously, because we don't need to bother with anything else. Brick wall all the way up to there, and then we need to finish the brick walls like so, and then that should be that building pretty much done. We are now... Oh, we've got a danger level going up once again. Why is that? Because of the needs for sleep and such. Clothing need is going up. It's mainly the need for sleep here. Let me force that door open. I'm having to force most of these doors open manually. What I want to do is go to our deployment and then just check our staff only areas. These should all be staff only. Actually, no, that should be staff only, but these should not be staff only. These should just be standard access. There we go, because we do want the prisoners to have access to that. That says no access, but it doesn't mean that, because eventually it's going to fix itself. Come on, anytime you want. Let's put a jail door there as well, so they can actually get there. That should be that done and sorted. Looks like we got prisoners trying to go inside the common room and play a bit of pool. That's fine with me. Right, okay, so this security station, we're still waiting for them to finish that off, and then we might be able to bring them into the fold of CI. Let's just go to deployment. Actually, we'll go to contraband first and go to informants. That guy there, potential CI. That guy's strong, that guy's tough, that guy's fearless, that guy's extremely tough as well. I think we might be able to bring him in if we can actually get access to the thing. We can't see it. Let's bring someone inside here. Come on, inside you go. There we go. And then we can, if we wanted to, recruit informant. Already, we now have a confidential informant. That's the guy that killed a man. Don't think that's really the... He killed a man. You killed a man, and now you're going to tell us why. That's the informant. We'll see what happens with that one. Anyway, speed up to max speed. We've got 1 in solitary confinement, 2 in lockdown, 2 require medical attention, which they should be taken, to be fair, to the infirmary, but we'll see what happens with that. Right, okay, we need to sort out our door controls. So, door control. Haven't got access yet. They're still researching remote access. Okay. We'll let them get on with that. There's going to be a lot of doors in this place. A hell of a lot of doors. So, we'll have to be very careful on this one that we don't overdo it, because we might really overdo it. All these doors here that get open and closed, they are going to stay like that. They're going to stay as doors that either the guards open or they get controlled remotely. That's the only 2 options. Right, so, looks like we've got another bit of a grant done. Hire a gardener, and then it'll be another grant done. There we go. There's that done. Excellent. 5 grand. We need to raise my prisoner capacity to 15. I think we can easily do that by going to foundation. Not foundation. Materials. Brick wall. And then we're going to shove in the other cells up here. There we go. And I hope this is the right way of doing it. We'll soon find out when I get to the other end. If I've made a mistake, I will soon find out and probably scream a bit. Balls. Hang on. Where have I messed up here? Where have I messed up? It is because I have done it wrong from the beginning. Yeah, to be fair, that's a 3 block. That should have been simple enough. You know what the worst part is? You were looking at that thinking, he's ballsed it up. He's fecked it up. He's already got it wrong. Yeah, let's try this again, shall we? We should be able to make it right. Luckily, they didn't start building anything, so there we go. That's much better. Right, and then I'll get on with that in a little bit of time. Right, looks like we've got another fight over here now. What are they fighting over? Environment. They're fighting over. This area is really dirty, so I'm going to use your blood to wipe it over. Okay, that's the guys. He's still fighting. No, there we go. Now he's given up. Right, we need more guards. Guards, no. Then I don't think they really care, do they? Right, please resolve the issue. There we go. Resolve the issue with baton, nightsticks. Job done. Right, so we've got 2 people unconscious. Take them wherever they need to go. There we go. Sorted. Oh, and that guy's writing in there as well. Okay, guards, please resolve the issue. Guards, come in, just look, he's rioting. Oh, there he is. Look, there we go. It's G. It's bloody G again. We saw G coming in. We said, G looks a bit dodgy. Is it G or is it speed? No, I think it's G. Yeah, they're beating him up. There we go. He's gone, and now we're gonna have to fix that. Right, cool. Never get high-risk prisoners ever. That's just the best advice I can give to anyone playing Prison Architect. Anyway, these are, I think we had a brick wall on them, and they're still trying to get there, but they're just not bothering at the moment. I think they've got other things to get on with. Right, check our deployment for a second, staff only, and make sure that outside bit is staff only. It is. Those are fine, that's all fine. All of these areas are fine. Good. Right, okay, now what we need to do is go to MaxSec. Is it MaxSec? Yeah, it's MaxSec. These are all MaxSec, okay? These are all MaxSec areas. I don't know what them bits are for. There we go. They're all MaxSec, and then we can change things around later on. But that's just designated because it's easy to do. Let's just go to reports, and then to our grants, and then I think we're going to have visitation rights, which we will get almost immediately. We need to find 5 phone booths. 1, 2... Okay, I need 1 more phone booth to get that sorted, so I will just go to objects, and then come down to the bottom here, and we'll put 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 4. And then there's that sorted, really. There's that grant pretty much resolved, so that's fine. There we go. That was the easiest grant in the world. 28,000 generic currency left. Security. Oh, security. Yeah, we'll get that one. We'll get security procedure certification because we need to set up patrol routes. And guess what I was about to do? Guard patrols. I'm gonna have a guard patrol, probably like that. There's a nice guard patrol, and we will assign 1 unit of guard to it. We'll do the same up top, and we'll assign 1 unit of guard to it. And then around here, we will go like that. Obviously, these will be extended once we get some more prisoners and expand the area and the building and such. There we go. There's that sorted. Holding cell, they naturally gravitate to that anyway, so we don't really need to bother with it. And I think that's the only patrols I really want to have for the time being. So there's another grant done. Governmental security rating, get dog handlers and have armed guards. Ugh, that's problematic. Education reform. I really want... we'll have to go for governmental security ratings because we need to get MaxSec infrastructure eventually anyway. So that's what we're going to be going for. Right, okay, let's just go to our rooms and then to our laundry. There we go, and designate all that as laundry. And then we need to use our power. Now the power, what we're going to have to do, use our power. What power is that? The power of building. We need to probably put in, yeah, I might as well start messing around with the energy grid now before it all goes wrong. So let's get on with that. There we go. There's all that put in for the time being, and then I'll have to demolish the previous power lines. These ones here. Hang on. These ones here. I'll demolish that bit there and then connect it up to the new grid, which will then end up powering all of this. So that's wrong. We need to demolish that bit there, and then we need to cut it off there as well, and then we'll just bring that up, and then we'll power this area here. We'll chop that off there, this big row, and then we'll join it up there. So we'll power the kitchen, staff room, and other things will be powered by that one. So yeah, that'll be about right. I think that's about right. That one is half used. By the time we get all of the CCTV and such, then that should be okay. Yeah, we're fine with that one. Excellent. Okay, fine. So 2 are in solitary, 2 require medical attention, 1 dead. Not great, is it, so far? Not great. But, you know, it's been eventful, hasn't it? Surely, it's been eventful. Right. Let's just go to my rooms and then to cell. And I'm going to designate all of them as cell up the top there. And then I want to go to my objects and then to the beds. And then we'll start putting the beds in. I have enough money to get... in fact, all of them done, to be honest with you. This is going to be a lot bigger than I originally intended. I know a lot of people have been saying this in the comments, and you are completely right. This is way bigger than I originally anticipated, and that might be a problem during basically during late game, because we will have to figure out exactly how much we can feasibly hold. At the moment, we might have a problem, actually. I don't know. We might have a problem later on with just the prisoners not having enough space to go around places and them not funneling correctly. But that's a bridge. That's something that's a future us problem. We can deal with that later on. Right, okay. Let's just go to my objects and then to jail door. We're going to put 1 jail door. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to finish them all off. If I just finish them off, then I know we've got a fairly big row across here. And then we might even be coming close to the, I believe it is the cell block B, which is 50 prisoners, something like that. We won't have 50 prisoners, obviously, but we'll have 50 cells. We'll have 30 odd. 30 odd? No, we won't have 30 odd because it's 14 on either side. Yeah, but we're getting close to it at least. Anyway, so it looks like we're still. Why is that still there? We've still got a dead body to take there, but they haven't done it yet. Right, I don't know why I've also got view there, but not view there. That's weird, isn't it? Is it because there's no lights in there? I have no idea. Anyway, let's go to our utilities. Door control. We'll start setting up some door controls. And how am I going to do this? Do I want them right next to each other? Something like that, and I'll just have 2 sets of door controls for now, and we'll power them up like so. like that. And then what I want to do is sort this area out here for the power grid. Let's sort the power grid out. Let's go to dismantle utility, and we'll dismantle that there, and then that along there, and then that little bit there. And then once that's done, I'll speed up to max speed and they'll get on with that. As soon as that's powered down, as soon as they've removed all that, I'll then connect it back up to this one. And that should be done. Obviously, we're doing this in the middle of the night, so we get, you know, we're not messing around with it too much. Right, anyway. Let's just wait for them to crack on. There's nothing else I can really do. Yeah, the door controls, I need to connect up to the, well, to all of these large jail doors and such. How many can you connect up? Is there an unlimited amount? I can't remember. Is it unlimited you can have door controls, or is it 8? I'm thinking security cameras. Security cameras is a maximum of 8. Door controls, I don't know if there is a limit. I will check that out before next episode when I wire the thing up. Can't remember everything, I'm afraid. Right, but obviously prioritising these doors here at the front. So, the workmen are cracking on my running around. Good grief, they're trying to get through that door there. That one, actually, we should lock that open. That one should be locked open, but the rest we're going to keep closed. That is actually sort of... Oh, and that one as well. Do you want that one locked open? Yeah, that one should be locked open. That one's fine. So, the... no, that one shouldn't be locked open. That one should definitely be on a door control, so I'll set that to normal for now. That's just sort of security door. If they start booting off, I'll just close it shut. Right. Have they powered this stuff down? They haven't powered it down yet. You know what? I think I'll leave it there, and I'll wait for them to get on with finishing off these cells on the left, because we've almost finished that grant, and then we will... Oh, there we go. There's a powered down. I might as well do it now then, while they're sorting it. So we join it up to there. And then we join it up to there. And then there's that area around here, pretty much resolved. I need to run this cable down there. And then I do want to dismantle this one, just so we know that... Oh, that one. There we go. Just so we know that all this room here is powered by that one. Yeah, I think that's about right. Something like that. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there. As always, comments in the comments. Next episode, we will finish the laundry, start setting up our... door control, and probably have more of a fight. In fact, oh no, I thought that was normally when you see water, it's you know, it could be it's either them showering or fighting in the cells. Thankfully, it was the shower bit. As always, comments in the comments, and we will crack on next episode. Thanks very much for watching, and generic partings.